Pokemon, gotta catch 'em
It's you
all.
and me. I know it's my destiny. Oh, you're my best friend. In a world we must defend.
Pokemon, gotta catch 'em
Oh,
all.
that's so true. Our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
Hello YouTube, this is Necrostevo and you're watching one of my narrated Wi-Fi Pokemon battle videos. Today's match is an OU match that I had against my rival TrainerConnor100. Be sure to go check out his scheduled uploads on his channel. He uploads now on a regular schedule, so you can expect to see some matches that he and I had on there, and he's also a pretty skilled battler overall. So be sure to go check him out. I'll leave his link in the description. You guys know me, I don't often play OU, but when I do, I bring unconventional Pokemon. We both start off with our fire leads, and I wasn't sure what he wanted to do. I ended up going out into my Xatu immediately in case he tried to set up rocks. He probably went out into Registeel expecting a special attack from my Rotom. And I'm just going to set up Reflect, expecting maybe Iron Head, maybe Stone Edge or Rock Slide. And he does go for Iron Head, but it does not do that much. So as he switches out, I set up my Light Screen, and that means I have a nice little buffer there for either my Haxorus, who can set up with Dragon Dance. If I need Ditto to come in to take a hit from something, it has a nice little buffer. And speaking of Ditto, Imposter Ditto, of course, shoutouts to Rockin' X, who traded me 2 Imposter Dittos, even though I've never been able to get one to spawn this whole time. Imposter Ditto is going to be a great revenge killer in this game, because nothing on my team can really handle a +1 Dragonite. It's too fast and it hits too hard. My Xatu barely takes a +1 Outrage with the Reflect up, and I have max speed, max HP, so it's not super bulky, but it's definitely no slouch either. But I can come in here, get his +1 boost, and I'm carrying the very stereotypical Choice Scarf on Ditto. It was my first time using one, so I just kind of wanted to get a feel for it. And I knew if I went for Outrage, he would just bring in Registeel and set up rocks. But I have Hitmontop on this OU team that I chose for this match, so I wasn't really worried about it. And I actually do a hefty bit of damage with +1, the +1 Outrage. And I also don't get a 3-turn Outrage. So I'm able to switch out right when the Outrage ends. I decided to switch into Shaman in case he decided to go for Toxic or Thunder Wave, which are very common on Registeel. If he status my Shaman, I can just switch out and get the Natural Cure to heal it. Unfortunately for me, my Light Screen and Reflect wear off, and I thought that the switch into either Registeel or Heatran was really obvious, so I decided to go for Earth Power over Seed Flare. I could have just knocked out the Simipour, but not quite enough there. But fortunately, my Light Screen wore off at the end of the turn, so that means I was able to live the Ice Beam, so me taking that risk was not that big of a deal. And now his Simipour can't switch into another Earth Power, which is great. Expecting Lucario to either try to set up or go straight for close combat or maybe Ice Punch, I went out into my Colonel Twist, who can take hits relatively well on both sides of the spectrum. And first I wanted to Rapid Spin, and I didn't see any recoil on his Lucario, so I thought he was banded or scarfed, and he kills me with a Bullet Punch. So I'm sorry, Colonel Twist, I made a bad call there. But that's okay, because now once again I can bring out Kazam. Unfortunately, when you transform, you also grab those modifiers that lower your stats. So right now my Kazam transformed into Lucario also has -1 attack, -1 defense and special defense. So that Bullet Punch actually isn't going to be able to do a decent chunk there, probably about a quarter HP. But that's okay, because I'm able to finish him off with the close combat. I knew he had Celebi, but at the same time, I have my Rotom Heat, which is the Rotom that Toshiro traded me, and it has a little bit higher of a special defense investment. And because of that, I'm able to take a critical hit Psychic, which is really, really nice, because even with the Light Screen not up, it's still not able to that would be a 3-hit KO normally, I believe, after Leftovers recovery. But Celebi has a pretty nice HP stat, so I wanted to Pain Split there to get some of that HP back. And he actually went for Earth Power there. I believe he was over-predicting, which is fine by me. And here I knew that the fire attack was painfully obvious, so I wanted to switch out into Haxorus. At the same time that he does end up switching into Heatran, which is great. I finally have some initiative. I can go for Dragon Dance. If he wants to Will-O-Wisp, I have the Lumberry. I don't think any of his fire moves or his steel or ground type moves, or even a hidden power ice will KO me from full health. Unfortunately for me, the thing that will KO me from full health is a critical hit Magma Storm, and I did run the calcs on that. Even if he were a choice specs Heatran, I had a very good chance of living it. So that was unfortunate. I had that great prediction and it did not end up mattering at all, but that's also kind of funny. Good thing that I saved my Shaman earlier. I'm able to bring it in now, and since my Haxorus outsped the Heatran originally, I know that this Shaman will be able to outspeed the Heatran now. I did not want to take the chance of him using Ice Beam in my Shaman's face. I knew he might predict me going on into Rotom, but last time I ended up staying in, so I figured, okay, he's probably going to predict that this time. And I still need something to take out his Celebi and his Registeel, so Rotom is very important for this battle because Shaman only has limited attacks with Life Orb equipped. And so I decided to go out into my Imposter Ditto because it was the least important thing at this point of the battle. If I transformed into his Simipour, I could at least hit his Celebi with something, even though it's just a Focus Blast, it's going to do some damage. And if he ended up going out into Registeel, of course, I could hit that as well. So that was the best thing that I could foresee right there. And now that his Simipour is down, I no longer need my Ditto. So Ditto did a great job revenge killing things this battle. He got 3 revenge kills. That's definitely how you want to utilize a Ditto. And this was actually the first time I've had a Ditto, so it was just fun kind of getting a feel for it myself. Knowing that he only has Celebi and Registeel left, Overheat is going to be my move of choice right here. No real point in trying to Pain Split or do any of those shenanigans. And with Registeel being the only thing he has left, I still have Shaman left who has 30 or 40 HP, I believe, and that means I can get one more attack off and then have a little bit of HP left after the Life Orb recoil. And so just in case any shenanigans happen, I end up staying here and playing this out because I don't want to switch Shaman in on an Iron Head or something like that. But I end up burning the Registeel and eventually taking it out, which is going to give me the 2-0 victory. So thank you very much, TrainerConnor100, for the battle. I really enjoyed it, even though I don't play OU that much. I'm still not that bad at it. At least when I bring on conventional Pokemon. When I try to bring an all OU team, that just goes wrong. Horribly, horribly wrong. But anyways, though, I have not had a chance to talk to you guys about all the amazing Pokemon announcements. That's because of 2 reasons. Number one, everyone else was making videos about it as it was happening, so I figured I can't get the content out that quickly, so I figured I'd wait until the information deluge was over. And now that we know everything, at least from that leak of Coral, that particular magazine episode that had the information in it, now we can finally talk about it a little bit. So I'm excited for the 3 new Pokemon that were announced. There was Bumblebee, Didin, which looks like a hamster version of Raichu, and of course Skiddo, which is a pre-evolution of Go-Go. Interesting Pokemon. I hope that they don't end up being the fodder things that you kind of just find and they end up being annoying. The ability of the little hamster Pokemon looks like it could be interesting because it's called Cheek Pouches, and when it eats a berry, not only does it get the effect, but it also regains HP. So depending on how much HP it regains, that could be something really, really interesting there. But of course, also we have the Mega Pokemon announcements, which I'm very excited for. I don't understand all the hate on them. I just think people are very resistant to change, and we haven't had something kind of this big for Pokemon since, I would say, the introduction of the physical special split, and that was an entire generation ago. So it's kind of cool to me to have something this big. And then of course, and out of the Mega Evolutions, my favorite is definitely Mawile. Between the typing and just the cool way that it looks, that is very, very cool. Hopefully it's able to retain some of its egg moves and things like Sucker Punch, because huge power in conjunction with higher stats and of course fairy typing and steel typing, that may be just the thing Mawile needs to shine, especially if it can get huge power in another way. I don't know, man, very awesome. And then of course we finally have the super training, which those of you guys who gen probably don't care about this, but now there are going to be mini games in the game that allow you to EV train through playing mini games such as having your Pokemon dodge attacks or chase down balloons or hit a punching bag or things in the game that you do on the touchscreen and the slide pad or the circle pad. And I hope that those end up being a quicker, more efficient way to EV train. I doubt that it's going to be quicker than Join Avenue, where you can just buy EVs. But the rigmarole where I run out of money and then I have to go and grind in the Black Tower to get more money with the Amulet Coin, then come back, and it would be nice to be able to skip the whole rigmarole of getting more money. Just saying. So it'll be interesting to see how super training is implemented, and it'll also be interesting to see how core training is implemented, since that seems like you can just, once you do the super training bit, you can just have your Pokemon EV train themselves. And I don't know about you guys, but that sounds amazing to save some time. So I'm interested to hear what you guys think in the comments there. Number one, what is your favorite Mega Pokemon so far, and what Pokemon would you like to see a Mega version of? My obvious answer is going to be Mega Venusaur, but actually I would love to see something like Mega Machamp, where they just give it more arms, or Mega Wailord and it's just bigger, like something completely over the top. That would be amazing. And also I would like to know what you guys think about the super training. Do you think it'll be interesting, and do you think it's something that you can see yourself doing, or presumably they're going to leave the normal way of EV training in the game where you just defeat Pokemon, or can you see yourself sticking to the more traditional way of EV training with vitamins? You guys sound off in the comments, and I hope you enjoyed the images that I left here while I was rambling, and I will see you guys on Friday. You guys have a great week. Bye now.